LootBet, online esports betting. Dota, CSGO, Overwatch, Hearthstone, and many more. Bet on tournament matches or in-game events while viewing them live. Deposit using money, bitcoins, or even skins. Join LootBet now. Use the code you see here when you deposit and grab your bonus.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be going into our third and final map, North versus AGO. One of these teams is heading through to the StarSeries LAN finals. The other, well, they get nothing. They stay at home. No, absolutely nothing. They don't get flights. Nothing will be booked. They'll just have to chill out and maybe enjoy their time off. But other than that, it is going to be a bleak scenario for the loser here, especially considering what happened in the first map. We saw a decent showing come out from AGO, managing to take their opponent's choice, and then they got 16-0'd. They got destroyed. They got obliterated. They got sent back. Set back. And now, well, North, with the wind in their sails, are going to be looking to try and take this over on the final map of this series. Obviously, we do have another match coming up tonight. One of these teams will face off against Godsent for seeding. And again, the other will have a little bit more of a relaxing evening at that. But I don't think either of them will want it. AGO, I think one of the players tweeted, it may have been Tao, that that's the first time he's ever been 16-0'd. And so I imagine their morale is going to be at an all-time low, but they are going to go rushing in towards this A site, looking to try and reclaim some pride. As already we will see a quick trade. Furler manages to get one. Bomb will be going down. There isn't a kit for the CT side either, so the retake's going to be just that little bit more difficult. And Groovy already going to be picking off one more. They're looking for this control, and Groovy has just exploded into the match. Triple kill for him already. Kirby is there to trade one, but he doesn't have a kit. He's got 3 players to find. And actually, he needs to ace the pistol round if he wants to win this one. Or go for a 10-second sneak defuse, but I have my doubts about that one. PHR will shut him down. 1-0. AGO have already achieved more than they managed on Inferno. Question is, can they now do anything longer? Check Twitter. Ruby means fat in Polish. I did not know that. That is interesting. Maybe that was the reason he was moving slow. I highly doubt it, though. I don't think they put that into the game. Either way, we are going to have ourselves the force buy-in from the CT side. Actually just waiting patiently, and the aggression of Ace, I was going to say didn't pay off, but it did. He manages to steal that kill. I wasn't expecting it. Obviously, we know the power of the pistols. We've seen the force buys come close already in this series. Whether or not it's going to work out for them here. PHR, the rest of his team, looking to go right towards B site. Mats only needed to connect the bullet, and they have done a decent amount of damage here. Valde going to be the main one to try and do the work with that CZ, and actually gets one at range. And now the full rotation is coming from the remaining players. Valde actually catches a second. It's looking good for this CT side. Nice shot from Kirby, and he finds a second himself. North instantly return. And now AGO, well, they got themselves that early advantage. They got themselves that pistol round, and now they're going to have to try and work with pistols once again. CT side, 4 rifles in this round. Very safe buy indeed. Not wanting to have the same troubles that their opponents did. Oh, they're going to be throwing in a deep incendiary, and the one guy with the SMG looking to try and get that a little bit closer. But now, does actually opt to fall back. I'm quite surprised. I thought he would take some aggression. Maybe it's because the rest of his team have actually pushed a little bit more aggressively, and now they are going to be rushing into him. He's managed to find the opener. Looking for a little bit more. The support has rotated in from MSL, the IGL. And he will save Valde from an imminent death, although not for long. Eventually he will go down. It doesn't matter though. PHR left into a 1 versus 4. Hits the first headshot. They can't net the second. North return after losing that pistol with a double of their own. And now the T side, they can't really afford to invest here. Just going to save, make sure that they can buy the next one. What was the second map? The second map was Inferno, and it was 16-0 in favor of North. So, dominant to say the least. It's, yeah, not something you see very often. In fact, it's very rare. Because most teams would get complacent, let's be honest. You get to about 12-0, you take your foot off the gas, you're like, boys, we got this. Not here. North just kept slapping them down. They got more and more confident, and it was horrible. It was painful. Oh, this round at least, as said, nothing invested. A few P250s, nothing much more. And, well, it is going to be 3-1. CT's keeping the last couple of rounds fairly clean as well. Okay, a couple of players lost here, but all 5 surviving is always going to be hugely beneficial for the economy of the CT side. He's will at least have themselves a decent buy into this one. Smokes on every single player. Okay, they don't have much in terms of Molotovs, only 1, and no AWP. Which actually won't even come in on the CT side yet, but I imagine if they lose this round, it will be. And even if they lose too many players, the same could be said. A bit more of a bonus round here, although the SMG is only in the hands of MSL. Everybody else with a rifle. But is he going to spot them over the top of the smoke? Yes, he is. A free kill, but PHR very quick to trade. MSL even finds one with that trusty MP9, and Valde goes for further aggression, but instead is met with his own death. But he does give information over. Only one man going to be left towards the safe side. The problem is the bomb's still all the way back towards the top of mid. They have gathered some map control. Furlan able to take the peek in towards this jungle spot and does have the chance to catch somebody with their pants down. The problem is they need to actually look to retrieve that bomb before they can do too much more. MSL spots out Furlan. It's a bit of a mismatch of a battle, and well, in the end, MSL will come out on top. AZ will catch the man pushing out of Palace, and North have got themselves a 4th round in a row. El Treasy. I missed you too. I missed you too. Unfortunately, it's still a delay, so as said, if anybody does want to ask me stuff, like while there's sort of downtime rounds, like pistol rounds, I'll happily answer it. But there will be a 2-minute delay, so you'll have to bear that in mind. Like, you may be like, right, this round is just about to start, I'll ask him now, and actually I'm 2 minutes ahead. I always like telling people what I think, even if they don't want to hear it. That is the power of being the commentator. There's no, well, you can mute me or turn off the stream, but there's nothing you can do. As said, just going to be a few pistols in this one. 4 rounds in a row for North means that we get the maximum loss bonus coming in after this. So T-side will have plenty of cash. PHR does manage to net 1. And actually another comes in. We've seen these pistols do some real damage. Question is, can they actually steal away around or at least keep the CT side economy honest? That's the big thing. You don't want to allow the CT side of Mirage to have too much cash. Actually hits the dink, but he can't get the kill. Now Groovy trying to be a little bit sneaky here. I think he did. But surely won't expect anyone coming in from behind, especially now that Valde's actually in the window. Unless Valde spotted him. I don't think he did. So Groovy, be a freebie. Okay, he got the kill. That's all that matters. But AZ's going to dunk him out in the end anyway. 5-1. Will the AWP get saved? Yes, it will. AZ's even going to retrieve that. And it is now the T's coming in with their big buy. Plenty of utility. AWP even onto Snatchy. He won't have any nades, but I don't think you want your AWP pop flashing and, well, maybe you want him for a smoke execute, but other than that, there's not going to be too much limitations there. Question is, can AGO quell this streak? Because in the last map, they couldn't. 16-0 says it all. They didn't manage to get a single round on the board. But it's going to be peeking into the window. You got MSL spamming some bullets away. He's playing very patiently in this round as well. Now, there have been a lot of aggressive pushes from North, but a lot of those have been against pistols. You somewhat expect that to come in. Whereas in these rounds, okay, they'll be thrown in every once in a while, but it seems like North are a little bit happier to play a bit more passive. Mertz still has control over top mid, so even though there's going to be a delayed push here, They need to get him off of that angle. Pop Flash will go in. Mertz looking for the timing shot. Instead, Snatchy will hit the opener, and PHR manages to get another. Hazy. Be the man left on this side. Has support from Kirby. I say support. He's actually hiding. Well, that's aggressive. Hazy just gets 2. That's a crazy play to make, but sometimes lunacy works. Still don't know that Kirby's hidden in this corner. Now, both players are actually low. Going to be handed a kill. Should be a trade back. If they have any utility. And Groovy, you have a Molotov. There we go. Burn him out. He's going to go for the peak and can't get anything else done. But Valde now rotates in. They got 2 players watching this cross from the jungle. They will hear the push coming in from the connector as well. Now Easy is all that remains. He does manage to get the first, but surely Snatchy will hit it, and just about. 5 and 2. CT side are going to get themselves another buy into the next one. Most troll thing. Somebody basically typed out some words in English that I read out and were harmless, and it turned out to be saying something very bad in Polish. I think that's recently, that's the worst thing that people have done. When will you join Room on Fire? I don't know. They've not really given any interest, so go ahead and say probably not very soon. AGO. They're on the board once again, but the CT side still have a buy. This is a reset, so whoever gets this one, likely to get the next one as well. Again, much more patient rounds coming out from AGO. I don't know if they've just been rattled or if this is just the way that they normally play. Still, Mertz with the AWP. He's managed to peek into underpass, which, again, is going to be a little bit of a surprise. A surprise that Tau is going to receive. And those aren't really the surprises that you want. I think a surprise might be like a birthday present or like friends coming over. Not so much being shot with an AWP. At the same time, I doubt he'll be surprised like that again. 50 seconds left on the clock as the T's look like they're about to hit towards this B site. Valde even going to be going a little bit further aggressive as he now has the support of MSL, who's going to be jump spotting. He can be the one that they think is close. Are they going to Molotov this angle? No, they're not. And Valde's just going to be able to survive up there. MSL already picks off one, and this is looking bad for AGO as they still don't know Valde's here. Eva peaks, sprays down 2, almost gets the 3rd as well, as PHR is all that remains with 20 seconds. Does, however, get a 2nd, but Mertz is there to trade anything out. Instant reset onto AGO as North now look to build once again, and the T's may just have to force the issue here. They will. Berlin has a small amount of extra cash. Tau's still yet to get on the board, and, well, a worrying prospect for AGO. As said, anybody could be demoralized by a 16-0. Like, that's got to be a real kick in the teeth, especially after you win your opponent's map choice. To get 16-0'd on your own, something that should never happen, realistically. Kirby, well positioned, but does actually. Okay, this is getting scary, and now a missed shot as well. This actually could be a round just falling back in the favor of AGO. They've done so much damage. Valde going to be throwing down another smoke to try and bait them in. Sprays down one, but he can't get anything done. Now it's on to MSL. The in-game leader trying to clutch things here. Finds the first. Berlin has picked up a rifle. PHR still left with nothing. MSL does have a smoke as well. Actually going to spot the player as he goes to cross, but that's the timing that wrecks him, and he doesn't have a clue where the remaining player is. He's actually in CT, which, considering the bomb plant, will actually help quite a lot for Berlin. Spray already coming through, and okay, PHR just dig him through. It will be 6-3, and now the CT's money is in trouble. Is casting games and esports in general your dream career? I would say so, yeah. I love video games. I was grinding this for quite a while for free. And, yeah, enjoyable. New Optic roster looks sick. I'm looking forward to seeing Config and Yugi on the same team. Especially Yugi being, like, back officially is great. Definitely going to have the motivation again. And he's not going to be relied on as heavily to just out and out carry, which will be good. Force buy in from the CT side, though. Don't have the money. That's now with AGO. PHR picks things off with a dunk and actually gets the second as well. He's looking good at least. 12 and 7 at the moment. Berlin trying his best, but AZ has actually managed to find a couple. He's made things interesting at least. Not going to have the push from the bomb, just making its way over towards the site. And another comes in for AZ. He's got a triple. And he does actually. Kirby has a kit. This is possible. Even if the bomb goes down, they could realistically do this. Already the Molotov going to be holding them back. 45 seconds left on the clock as they now know it is going to be in towards that B site. Already AZ picks off another. He's on for the ace. 4 kills in this round. A round that never should be, as they were force bought here. And AGO, in fact, Tao, he's left with only a pistol. This is not ideal. He's got a man coming in for the flank that he has to try and hit the shot on AZ. He does at least manage that. Now Kirby, he's actually just going to go for the defusal. He's sticking this bomb. He's holding it all the way down. Tao hasn't realized that it's the defuse from Kirby. AZ does the heavy lifting, but Kirby's there in the end and even shuts things down with a final kill. He's once again left with pistols. They are actually saving money. Make sure they combine to the next round. Once again looking to gather up towards this B site. Valde has been a little bit quiet so far. Definitely not doing as well as the last one, but you know. Absolute slaughter. Valde going to be waiting in the corner. Peek around, and actually Tao's going to take him down. He'll leave it onto MSL. Also with an SMG. Kirby's there as well, though, and he's looking to try and hold off the cross. MSL, his main goal here is survival, and while he's survived long enough for the cavalry to arrive, MSL even denies the bomb plant, and that leaves Furlan alone. AZ again with another triple kill. He's 17 and 4 at the moment. What is your favorite game or game series? I quite like Dead Space. That was always a lot of fun. I liked Mass Effect. That was a good game series. The original Halos. Those were pretty cool. Any Mario Kart is awesome. Like, if you don't like Mario Kart, you're a little bit weird. What have I played recently? I've been playing Far Cry. Pretty good. There you go. 8 and 3 though. CT side definitely back in the driver's seat. The T's, however, do have themselves a bye once again. Are going to be looking to just head straight in towards Kirby and AZ. They've been the beast so far, and it's looking like they will be again, although it is going to be left onto AZ. 1 HP in a dream. He's surviving on what could just be a stubbed toe, and actually he goes down now. Valde and Mertz going to be the only ones remaining. Valde trying to play on the edge of the smoke, but there is a man looking to peek in through the connector. Oh, now it is only Mertz remaining, and PHR just decapitates him. 8 to 4. Again, even after winning a couple of rounds, the money is pretty atrocious for the CT side. But as long as AZ can afford a rifle, why not at this point? 18 and 5. The guy is playing out of his mind. We are going to have a stop called. Don't know what happened there. Mistakes were made. Going to have the purchase back in. Valate just onto a CZ. Tactical pause taken by North. I wonder if we'll see a little bit more aggression from them. They have still gone fairly heavy into utility over the actual weaponry. There is still chance that we may see them play a little bit of a quieter round. Mertz could even go for a scout if he wanted to, and still have that chance to sort of at least hit the tags in middle. I wouldn't be too against that. He definitely does prefer the scope. And hey, there you go. I actually called something correct for once. AZ, just get a rifle in his hands. The guy's been beasting and feasting. Or AGO, they're not safe here. That's the thing. They don't have a huge amount of money. Tao actually not going to drop a rifle over to Furlham, which is interesting. He'll go for extra utility instead. How about Solitaire or Hearts? Not bad. If you're OG like Windows 98. But then why are you not playing Pinball? That's my question. Pinball was awesome. I quite like CS, but the guy did say excluding CS, so... Here we go, though. T-side just looking to execute onto this site once again. It's going to be AZ at the back. Isolated out. MSL does kick things off into middle. Actually, there's a little bit of a gap in that smoke, but okay, goodbye. AZ's not playing any further behind this round, and Tao's just gone nuclear. Triple kill for him. Flank coming in from Kirby. Nachi is more than aware of this possibility. Do still have MSL looking to try and peek back in. He will catch out one. Make things possible. However, the afterplant positions will be very difficult. Kirby sneaking back in, but they don't have a kit. I don't know if there ever was a kit. That's the bigger problem. I'm ticking down. They need to find these kills very quickly indeed, and it doesn't look like it's possible. Kirby will just find one and look to try and back out of the site. Gets caught at the wall. These will at least escape. 8-5. Slowly grinding their way back into this matchup after being 5-1 down. And then losing a force buy just moments later. Unlikely to see the CTs invest anything more into this one. And in fact, MSL may even just want to save all that extra money. Because if he gets a kill or two here, then there's a chance he could actually drop an AWP, which I definitely think would change their game a little bit. They're already smoked out. It's Kirby and MSL. Only players with any weaponry here. Straight up USPs on the rest of them, and they're just going to try and go for a little bit of aggression here. However, I do wonder if the footsteps will have been heard by Groovy. Waiting patiently. Actually, yeah, he does. He knows that MSL is there, and that's already one of those rifles gone. Of course, I feel like MSL did have to go for a bit of an audacious play in this round. Go for something very aggressive. Try and find something within a round where there isn't much to find. Kirby's going to try and do exactly the same thing. But the fact is, the T's have gone all the way back. They're going over towards that A site. This round is pretty much done. Kirby may just want to go and save that rifle, bring something into the next, and does, well, the effect is if he gets one kill, he can drop an orb in the next round. Well, as long as he keeps what he gets. If not, not going to be the best case. Best Xbox game? Well, that has to be Halo, right? The original Halo. Halo 2 is pretty good as well. Hey Grimmers, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. Got this game, we got Godsent facing off against the winner for seeding afterwards. Well, that's what I've been told. PHR be able to find one more. But said she does get a kill on one of the players on the site, and Kirby's found another. And that's what I mean. That's what that one kill is actually a little bit more interesting than you think. Not only do they get an extra rifle, but Kirby now has enough money to drop an orb. And in fact, no, Mertz doesn't. But I wonder if he will. Or will they actually just opt? Go, no, they're not going to, I don't think, unless there's one on the floor. Yeah, they're just going to stick with what they got, which is fair enough. Mertz will have a little bit of extra cash going into the next round, although it is the last round of the half anyway, so that makes absolutely no difference. And it is going to be 8-6. P-side have slowly got themselves back into this one, and a 9-6 half really wouldn't be bad either way, especially considering they were 5-1 down or 6-2 down, whichever one you want to take. A little bit of aggression coming in from AZ early doors, but hasn't managed to find anything in the last few rounds. He was absolutely killing it at one point, and now he's being absolutely killed. Groovy has found the opener, but MSL very quick to trade things back. But move forward again, MSL. There. Kirby, here's all the footsteps, still residing on the A site. He is looking to try and take this battle versus him. The bomb still needs to be retrieved into middle, but Groovy has found himself the kill. The question is, can Valde get this frag? If he finds it now, there's trouble, as Groovy will have to go on a retrieval mission, and MSL just waiting in the window is going to make things so much more difficult for him. MSL is going to end it. 9-6, North take themselves the half. Now going to have themselves the lead. Now, if they win the pistol over on that T side, then the problems really can begin. Whether gets won by the other side, well, who knows? Who knows? Hello, Sorific. I'm good. How are you? How are you? I would. My favorite Halo game was probably the second one. I like the map that had that like big rotational thing, like a bit like almost like a Ferris wheel, but it wasn't a Ferris wheel. That just sort of like lifts you up. That was cool. That was a cool map. I like that. I think that was the days where it'd be like I'd go around my friend's house and play the game. It wouldn't be like online gaming. Obviously, once it went online, everything sort of changed. I think Halo 3 was pretty cool for like the infection game mode. That was awesome. Then after that, I sort of stopped caring. Changing keyboard. Oh, not happy. Wait, so AZ, the guy who's 18-8, has decided that that's not enough? Want to hang out together? Sure. I imagine a keyboard change shouldn't take too long. I hope. I pray. This may derail the final. Well, no, I suppose it's a semi-final, but realistically, this game holds more weight than the final, because the final is for seeding, but ultimately, only one of these two teams is going through. In the next game, both teams are already through. It's just for seeding. Now, I would say that seeding in this is... I'm glad I don't have to do it, because you've obviously got 8 invite teams. One of them won the last StarSeries, so do they become #1 seed? You've got BetNet Masters champions, Hellraisers, who get an invite as well. Then you've got the different qualifiers. Is one of the qualifiers rated higher than the other one? Ultimately, does being 9th seed and like 14th seed make that much of a difference? Could be the difference between what, like... I don't know, getting like Astralis or maybe getting like FaZe. I don't know who's actually on the invite list anyway, so it really does just become very, very complicated. So I'm glad I'm not doing it. And more importantly, we are into our pistol round. Very important one. AGO, if they win it, they can just make this 9-9. And, well, we're right back into the game, even Stevens. If not, 12-6. That's basically saying that no one's going to win the 4 spies, which... is a very risky thing to say in Counter-Strike nowadays, but either way. Tease, take some early mid-control, make sure there's no aggression coming in, and now they're going to fall back to a standard A execute. They have a couple of smokes board up with some flashbangs alongside them. Most of the CTs are actually right over towards that B side of the map. That's not the best line drawn in the world, but you get the point. It's only Groovy here. That was also an awfully drawn circle. But now... he's going to have to at least try and get himself a kill. Now, they have got a kit, so if he can get a kill and just fade back, they can play retake. In fact, he's not even going to do that. They're just going to straight up play the retake. They're going to allow the Ts to take control. CT spawn will be the main point of aggression, and they do have a couple of flashbangs still left to try and go for this, but actually it's going to be Groovy. Already picking up one. There's the flashbang, though. It's well placed. A couple of trades coming back in, but Tao is still there to turn it into a 3 versus 3. AZ. Well, AZ. He's all that's left. His teammates have fallen. Nice shot onto one. Okay, the new keyboard may have made a difference. He's already turned it back. Tao is on 1 HP. He does have himself a kit, but he's going to try and bait this out. Again, just tapping the bomb, and AZ, what a clutch. 1 versus 3, no armor, and a Glock. And it's enough for the man himself. He's been a standout performer in this game so far. And I don't know what was on that keyboard, but I'm glad he changed it, because that was beast. All SMGs. T-side, playing this one a little bit risky for my liking. Ruby actually just going to go with... Oh, did he drop an MP9 to Furlan? That's interesting. You don't normally see a Catalyst MP9. Okay, now Furlan's giving it back. And now Ruby has an MP9 and... Okay, that's... If anything, that's weirder. I'll be honest with you. But they... Oh, God. This is not the start of the North we're looking for. I said that it gives them the chance to take a 12-6 lead, but I also said that's assuming nobody wins a 4 spot. Trade does come in. Validate tagged very low. Does have support from Mertz, who looked like he wanted to go through the flames, but instead Kirby's managed to find another one in the meantime, and actually Validate's caught one more. Still, though, Furlan with this P250 is an absolute beast. I feel like he may be one of the best P250 players. He is currently on 5 kills, though. Remember, he got 32, or maybe even more, in that first map. He's not even come close. He's not even come close in the second, and not even close in the third, and that has been a difference maker here. So Snatchy, the AWPer for the team, not really performing either, and well, the CT side, they gambled. They knew they had to go for something a little bit ludicrous. They stuck themselves on that B site, and unfortunately, the Ts have run into A. It is going to be 11. Well, there is now a kit onto Furlan. He's at least retrieved one. Well, they are just going to save what they've got. Keep what they can. Give themselves something into the next round. Ps, well, I spoke about the SMGs being highly risky. That's the one thing about them. If you do win a round when you have only SMGs, you make so much money, you can bring them all into the next round. The remaining players can probably just buy up a couple of AKs. Or maybe not MSO, he doesn't have the cash to do so. Actually, they're going to give it to Validate instead. A chance to make even more money. Furlan actually retrieved a UMP, so I imagine his P250 will go into the hand of somebody else. And yeah, all in all, it's not the worst case scenario for AGO. They've at least got something to play with into this next round. Yeah, no, I agree, Cuddle. Yeah, AZ has been actually looking pretty good. He did well at BetNet as well. Like, I think AZ has started to actually come back. It's just some of the other players, not so much. And it seems like different players step up on different maps, which may just be down to them needing to secure their map pool a little bit better, or maybe switch up some positions, but it's just when a few of these players go off, that's where teams, they could actually beat some decent teams, because we know the talent. That's the thing with this North roster. They do have the talent. There's no doubt about that. It's just, like, they never, a lot of the time, they don't seem to all turn up at once, or at least a couple of them at once. This map, well, we've still got Valde and Mertz currently not having the best performance, but at the same time, when you're winning, it doesn't matter so much. The people aren't going to be looking at the fraggers when you're winning. AZ has been having an incredible performance. Kirby's been there with him. We saw that 2 versus 5 come in, although, granted, 4 of the kills did go to AZ. But there we go. Clean up. It is going to be 12 and 6. Now the buy comes back in, but this is where we need to see a resurgence from AGO. This is where they need to wake up and smell the coffee. Or if they're like me and they don't like coffee, someone else. If you are like Tipisk and you want to like find out who I am, !caster, take you to my Twitter. I'm not a sellout. I don't know what you're talking about. Or my Instagram if you just want to see pictures of like food and stuff. Or places I go and if I remember to take a picture. But here we go. More importantly, the game. They're looking to go quick. They've still got the SMGs in play. This is what you call a bonus round. And well, MSL's bonus has been cut. And so have a couple of the other players. Only Valde with a rifle. Actually does manage to get a couple. At least making things costly, and AZ's there with him. Upgrades very, very slightly to an MP7. Try and find him through the smoke, but Valde's still going and kicking. He's got almost full HP. Rifle in hand. Shoulder peeks out. Knows that Groovy's round the corner, but, oh, it's AZ again. Turns it into the 1 versus 1. MP7 versus an M4. He's not going to win it, but he brings it damn close. And that's actually pretty important. Like, you look at the amount of money that's there for the T side. I am not saying this is better, but it could end up better. Like, obviously, it's better for them to just string all the rounds together and close out the match. But getting a bomb plant, killing 4 players when you only had SMGs mostly, and then going into the next round with the lowest amount of money being 5,750 and most players over 7 grand. If they now reset AGO, I would be very surprised if AGO managed to actually turn this back. So here we go. Crunch time. AGO in need. On north. If at first you don't succeed, try again. They're going straight back towards this B side. Kirby leading the way. This time they have rifles. This time they're feeling a little bit more confident. The wall of smokes does fall, but there's a gap in it. A very slight one. Could be enough to give a little bit of vision. They've completely taken over B, and already Tao's going to go down on the flank. A little bit of aggression from Kirby. He's actually going to spot that at the moment there's no one in market. They're all trying to split through other angles, and him isolating that means they can focus on them. And look at the CT side. Do they even continue pushing here? No, they don't. They're going to opt to save. I think that's the right call in this scenario. North are straight back on the horse. So much money made for them as well. Not a single player lost as of yet. CTs are at least going to keep themselves some weaponry. It gives them a small amount of hope. PHR can actually drop a FAMAS or an SMG or some 2 SMGs. Once again, crunch time. Now if they lose, they are actually screwed. Am I going to go see the new Star Wars with Hans? Yes. I'd watch every Star Wars movie that comes out. Even if it's like, even if there's things that are questionable, I still do it. Are they going to do this again? Well, if at first you don't succeed, but then the second time you do succeed, maybe you should also just keep trying to do it again, because Rush B, don't stop, seems to be the call from MSL at the moment. Just keep running in towards this B site. It's going to be Tao there to defend it. He has support from Furlan, who's going to spray down a couple. The trades are in. PHR is there to support. The wall of smokes has left them isolated, but Tao has come out with a rifle. This time it's not going so well. Mertz waiting, posted up. Trying to spot someone desperately. His teammate has fallen. Can he do anything in the clutch situation? By the looks of it, the answer is no. Going for the no-scope, desperately trying to find something, but it won't happen. AGO back on the horse, but again, the T's are in for that reset. So, if at first you don't succeed, try again, but then don't try again another time, because it might not work. I don't think that fable works quite as well, but at the same time, that's what happened. 13-8. AGO will have a decent amount of money into this one. They don't have the AWP just yet, but they do have a few AKs that they managed to pick up. They have kept themselves alive for now. East side, just going to go for flat rifles. Could have brought in an AWP, but decided against it. Maybe going to go for something a little bit faster, and by the looks of things, they are. Straight into middle they go. Bomb currently going to be over towards A ramp, and then the Palace taken. Now, the CTs have actually gambled away from this B site. They've realized, hey, if they failed twice, and they've tried it 3 times in a row, the chances are they're not going to go there again, and they were right. Already finding a couple of openings for themselves. Valde looking to try and peek out. Kirby and MSL dead. Try and set things up over towards this A site. Still multiple players here. They've left Furlan alone as the defender of that B site. Groovy already going to be peeking out. Does lose his life, but does a decent amount of damage, and considering there's still a man advantage going for this CT side. It should be expected that they managed to take this round. Valde going for the peak, but actually he finds another. One more for AZ as well. It might not be done just yet. Somehow they've turned it back again. Furlan is all that's left. 1 versus 2. Both players are very close together, though. He might have the chance to get the double. AZ's the one standing. No, and Furlan clutches. Holy cow, that round was close. But it is 13-9. North can't quite get it over the line, and now money starts to become an issue. The question on MSL's lips, or maybe the question on everyone else's lips, is MSL, do you force or do you save? It came down to one player, and that's the reason we do see the buy come back in. AZ has now hit 27 kills, but the round difference is down to just 4. Even if the movie is Rogue One. I thought the ending of Rogue One was exactly what it should be. The actual first, like, hour of it, though, I was like, yeah, I don't really care. Go, though. Now it's the T side who have got the pressure on their shoulders. Granted, AGO still don't have much money, but they do have a double AWP setup. They've managed to get what they desire. Snatchy out. Be with that in hand. T side. Well, B did not work. Then middle to A did not work. So now they're going to go for a simple A setup. And just look at this. Kirby is going to be running in. He's going slightly before the smoke, so the rotation can't quite be there. He already manages to net the opener. Another for Mertz, although there was a trade in the middle and they don't check the ninja spot. But eventually, they do get themselves the trade. Furlan and Tau, the only 2 left. Money's still an issue for the CT side. It's not like they've rectified this problem. Rotation will come in from Tau. They've actually smoked things up, but they are waiting patiently. He's going to catch Valde just as he takes out the bomb. Luck is not in his favor, and now things have swung once again. AZ left into the clutch situation. We saw him do it in the pistol. 1 versus 2. Tau just holding the angle. He's going to throw out the flash, leaves him blind, but Tau hits the timing. 13-10. The T's left without any cash, but the loss bonus has started to build up behind them, so they'll have a buy into the next round anyway. But AGO should be given a bit of a breather. Just remember, the winner of this map heads to the $300,000 StarSeries finals, which will be held towards the end of this month in Kiev. Already the CT side shutting down this anti-eco. Not taking any prisoners here, and not a single point of damage even done in this round. AGO are back on the horse, and they've won 4 in a row. Eastside do now get themselves a buyback in. Once again, there's no AWP. North needing 3 rounds. AGO brought things back. So what was quite a deficit from them was what, 13 to 7? 37, yeah, about right. Yeah, I'll be going for a little bit of aggression, but has to be careful. Snatchy is in the connector. Molotov going to be going down just to make sure there's no further aggression. It's not a double AWP setup anymore. In fact, that secondary AWP has now turned into an MP9. Actually going to be playing over towards bench. I'd normally expect an MP9 to go a little bit more aggressive, but not in this scenario. Going to be thrown deep into the connector, which allows control to be taken by the T's. They're also going to make a little bit of a play towards short as well, so the middle is completely in their control. However, Snatchy will be watching for any sort of peek. And I think Mertz actually just spotted him first. Information gathered. Doorman in AZ lurking. Kiabi's been tagged very low indeed, and starting to run out of utility, but the T's are starting to run out of time. That's the bigger problem here. 35 seconds left on the clock as they now look to go towards the A side, but there's multiple players here. The pounce needs to be perfect, and AZ, he sprays down 2. There's still a third man, though, that he hasn't noticed. Hidden in the backlines is PHR. He's found himself a kill, and if he can get AZ, there's a decent chance he does. Turns it back to the 1 versus 1, and Tao, he's only got an MP9, but the fact is, Kirby doesn't have the HP. Tao will finish things off. PHR with a crucial play. And it looked like AZ may have had them dead to rights, but the streak continues once again. 5 rounds in a row. AGO may be getting a little bit giddy. They're going to take themselves a pause. North may be the ones who need it. Look like, I was going to say it doesn't look like we're having a buy here, but North have decided to purchase. The money of this CT side is still honest. 1 player surviving in the previous round. Look at what the T's have. 3 smokes and a single flashbang. I'm not going to count the decoy. Wow, it's worthless. And because of that, well, it's a much faster play once again. Straight into middle, Snatchy. Smoke down, but I don't know if he knows how far they've crossed. This is going to be a bit of a surprise. They're already all past the threshold of where his angle's worthwhile. Yeah, he doesn't seem to have a clue, although the boost is going to be caught by Furlan. That at least lets them know there's a second player there. Valde is going to catch out 1. It comes very close indeed as he's legged. Bit of a peek coming out from Furlan. Groovy will find 1 more. Mertz looks to sneak up towards the ramp, but he has the bomb. He can't really push alone. He needs somebody else to make a play. Aggression coming out from PHR will take further control. It does leave Groovy alone towards the site, but the fact is just having this flank in the palace is so valuable. Especially because Groovy can pretty much tell him when any of the nades are thrown in, and he's going to carry on going. Personally, I'd rather have him in the palace, but he's going for information. He doesn't know that they're sneaking out. They've actually somewhat set up for a retake here. Because this position's so valuable. He can quick flank without really them knowing too much. The T's are somewhat confused because they don't know where they are. They have no idea. They don't expect anybody to play this passive. And PHR, he is going to come in for that flank. He's going to be so close behind them before they even realize. Now, Furlan should suspect that there'll be somebody over towards this jungle spot. There comes the flank from PHR. Already nets 1. Mertz is waiting around the corner and does manage to hit himself the instant headshot. He's at least reclaimed that position. But the fact is, they've now got to clutch this out into a 2 versus 3. The 2 players you may not necessarily want in this clutch, but Mertz does manage to find himself another. Again, the defusel's going to be attempted, and Furlan, he's just holding it down. He's going for the defusal. Mertz can't find him, and Furlan finds the defuse. Tao gets both remaining kills. The bomb plant will give a bye for North, but the fact is, it's now 6 in a row. AGO have leveled things up as we now get ever closer to them taking themselves to the StarSeries LAN finals. For North, I would say in this matchup, it was expected for them to win. For AGO, if they could take this over the line, that would be such a big event for them to get to. I can tell you now, that team list is going to be stacked. It was last time. $13-13. Still, the CT side don't have a lot of money. They've won 6 rounds in a row, and the most cash they have is 1,600. If they lose this next round, PHL will have 3 grand. Everybody else with less. So this is not done by any stretch of the imagination. But if AGO can just continue to win these rounds, I may be stating the obvious, but they will do enough. Aggression going to be coming out towards that ramp. Groovy the spot. They're actually going to throw the deep smoke down, which may put a spanner in the plan here, but actually Kirby's going to continue his push forward. He finds the opener, already getting one, looks for the second, but Groovy round the corner manages to trade one back, and now Snatchy caught with his pants down in the open. Not something you want to be doing, even if you're drunk. Now Furlan and Tau left in a horrific situation. I think they've just got to save. I said already that the money is low, the problems are beginning, and North, just as the scoreline gets leveled up, they do enough. 14-13. Now, if they win the next round, should take the map. And that would be heartbreaking after such a comeback from AGO. Being 6 rounds behind to level things up. Alde waiting on the other side of the smoke. Wants to try and remove these weapons, but at the same time, not a huge amount of money left. So he will just keep his own weaponry. Fact is, Tau can probably drop a FAMAS. The question is, do they want to force here? Well, that answers my question very quickly. So I was just looking at the fact that a few players are over 2,000. The others, one of them had 3. Okay, Snatchy was low, but other than that, it really wasn't that bad at all. Snatchy's been handed the AWP. I don't think he knew that was coming because he bought a 5.7. I know that having a pistol is always nice, but I don't think he would have done that if he realized he was being chucked that AWP. But it's not a good buy. Couple of MP9s, a FAMAS and AK, an AWP is what AGO have to fight with. They lose this round, they'll have $1,900. Not much more. AZ has now hit 31 frags in this map. Gonna be up in his palace once again. See? Much more passive than what we've seen in the previous rounds. Maybe they don't want to give away what they've got, but at the same time, when you got the MP9s, it's really ideal to play at distance. In fact, be surprised to see Tau push maybe a little bit more. There's his counterpart, very close. Groovy indeed, just going to be waiting over towards Palace position. The bomb slowly rotating back. Kirby's taking control of the connector with Mertz set up on shorts. They've got a decent amount of map control already. PHR just wary that somebody may have already peeked in, and MSL is going to go walking into the angle, but his weapon not in hand. Peek going to be coming back through from Furlan. Does manage to even things up and looking for a little bit more. Hits a headshot on the second as well. And now another maybe coming in for Groovy. They may just be about to do enough as the bomb is dropped and 25 seconds is all that's left on the clock. AZ can't save them here. And it's the straight turnaround from AGO. This is going to the wire, the distance, as it is 14-14. MSL is going to be taking another tactical pause. Again, they have the question, do they force here? And with a couple of players able to buy up AKs, Valde could get one without head armor. It's understandable if they do. But at the same time, so risky. They're doing it. AZ straight in with a rifle. Valde buy up another, and Mertz is actually going to have one of his own, so it's not that bad in the end. But again, winner of this round, I would say is likely to win the map. There'll be a little bit of extra money left for AGO if they do lose this one, but not anything to write home about. They'd still need to save some weaponry for next one. And if the T's lose this round, they're only going to have 1,900. Already, PHR going to be kicking things off. It's the aggression into the middle. Not something we've seen too much from the CT side. And AZ's going to go down as well. A 4 versus 2 with Valde and Mertz. Try and clutch this out. A minute 30. They've got lots of time. That's the one thing they've got in their favor. But even that will slowly start to tick away. Did he just get shot by his teammate? I feel like he did. Definitely not going to be helping out. Maybe just lower HP. Feels a little bit more worried and will play more passively. Look at this from Valde. Now, bear in mind, he doesn't have any head armor, but, well, unless he comes against Groovy, that makes absolutely no difference. They've taken over jungle control as well, which could mean that they catch Tau, but Tau is more than aware of this potential push coming in behind him. Second that bomb goes down, this is where the retake will begin. Mertz, the footsteps should be heard. And actually, it doesn't matter. It's left all onto Valde. 1 versus 4 to try and save them here. He gets himself the first. There's a player pushing in onto short, which he has to be careful of. And he is actually watching the right angle. Hits the second as well. He's given himself a chance here. Again, still doesn't have head armor, but it won't matter. Snatchy shuts him down. It's map and series point for AGO. All they need is one round, and they eliminate North, but more importantly, they make it through to the StarSeries LAN finals. We had 3 Polish teams in this final 8. The only one left sits in front of you. The pressure is on. North, they don't even have themselves a buy here. Now, they can juggle a couple of AKs over if they wanted to. Or they can just go straight for pistols, and that's what they're going to be doing here. They're sticking with utility. They've got a few UMPs. Not a good buy. This is not what you want to be fighting series point. North don't have any more tactical pauses, so if we do go to overtime, they aren't going to have any more time to talk things over. And over on the CT side, the buy is flawless. Okay, maybe they'd want an extra AWP. But other than that, this is exactly what AGO want to be going into this round with. Final minute 55 of regulation begins. T's going to be flashing themselves into middle, but look how passive this CT side are holding. They're waiting patiently. They're going to take this at range, but look, it's a straight split on towards this B site. Already the push coming in. Verlin, he may be caught with no gun in his hand, but Tau has sprayed down 2. MSL manages to trade 1 back, but Tau has gone massive in what looks like is going to be the final round. He gets 4 kills. Mertz is the only one remaining to try and save this for his team. 1 versus 4. We'll be able to get the bomb down. They know roughly where he is already as he looks for the peak. They're just going to try and take this one together. PHR ready to round the corner, and he closes things out. AGO have made their way through to the StarSeries LAN finals, eliminating North. They will also play a little bit later today versus Godsent to see who will take the top seed from EU. Either way, for now, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. If you have enjoyed, I've been Tom. You can check me out on Twitter by typing !caster. But as said, we'll be back in a little while. Either way, AGO, they have gone through. They are your second team qualifying from EU. We'll be back in a little bit to see if they can take the #1 seed.